Bro, I got that bubble gun. No, I don't know how to act anymore. I'm in the shed, the AKUNI room. This is not the shed. This is called the AKUNI room. See the veins? We're feeling lean right now. Let me sit down. We're gonna resurrect the space, make it something beautiful, so that we can get some content in, you know. And I think it's important to understand that you can still be yourself. Like, you know how people are like, oh, just be yourself with things? And other people are like, no, you shouldn't be yourself. Because you have to act a certain way to get a certain type of reaction out of somebody to create the lifestyle that you want. Look, you can still be yourself. You just have to tweak some things, okay? I feel like there's a fine line between it. Because if you're not being yourself for results, then you're not being authentic. And why are we trying to wear a mask? That's not really cool. I'm not gonna lie. Because eventually, I feel like either one, is gonna eat you alive, or two, you're just gonna be so numbed out because you strayed from your original path. Does that make sense? It makes sense to me because, like, I wouldn't say that I've worn a mask before, but there's been times where I tried to become someone who I wasn't, and in the long run, it really backfired. Because, like, I guess uh, one of my members told me this. Everybody has their own personality, and no matter how hard you try to change yourself, you'll always revert back to that personality. And I didn't really know how to feel about it, but in a way, I guess they're kind of right, because I would say that based off my interactions with people, I've been told that I'm the type of person who doesn't necessarily give a fuck about anything but themselves. And you know, that didn't really feel too good to hear. I don't really want to come off as that type of person. I want to help people. I want to change people's lives as well as my own in the long run, you know? So like when I heard that, I was like, damn, are they calling me a narcissist? I'm not a narcissist, right? Oh shit. It's really bright back here. So I put some hoodies up trying to block the light, cause you know, I'm on the darker side. I want you guys to see me. But I thought about it and I was like, damn, am I really a narcissist? No way, no way. That can't be true. Cause like if I was a narcissist, then I wouldn't care how other people feel. The thing is, I just put myself first. I put myself first before others. So I guess I'd say I'm more on the selfish side, because I've been told that, you know, it's a dog eat dog world, and if you're not there for yourself, then who's going to be there for you, you know? So that's why I want to talk about being yourself, tapping into yourself, and trying to, I guess, not not idolize people so much to the point that you become them. Because I'll tell you what, there's a lot of things in my life now that I've gotten inspiration from other people. And in a way, I guess I curate it into my own filter so that it's sustainable for me and compatible. You know, I'm not saying you gotta build yourself from the bottom up, all from yourself, and like your own ideas and your own everything. Like it's not wrong to get inspiration from other people and build off of it. But at the same time, I feel like everybody has their own substance. Everybody has their own, like, what's the right way to say that? Like, you know how I said, okay, you can get inspiration from other people because of their own original aspect. You have your own original aspects as well. And it's really whether or not you accept it enough to present it to society outside of yourself. Because a lot of people hold that stuff deep inside, push it under a rug, throw it in a closet. And I feel like you shouldn't do that, actually. You know? Like unless it damages people. But like you can't please everybody. So, in a sense, there's not really much to lose other than what your mind believes you, what your mind convinces you to believe you can lose. You know? Like, there are some people who say to be cringe is to be free. You know? I've worked a lot of jobs where people are cringy. I have a lot of customers who are cringy, and it's like, wow, you don't care what other people think. And that's somewhat admirable, you know? Because you can see the joy and vibrancy in their eyes and they're just radiating off of them. Because while I may perceive them as kind of weird, they're still expressing themselves. And I think that's beautiful, I'm not gonna lie. I think that's really dope. Because, like, if you aren't willing to express yourself, if you aren't willing to embrace who you actually are and build off of that, then you're gonna be fucking boring. And people don't really like boring people, I'm not gonna lie. And it's like I feel like you're boring because you're scared. You're scared of how other people are gonna perceive you, and like, I've been there before, you know. I've been there before, so I understand. But you're robbing yourself and you're robbing the world of your substance. You know? Think about that. Think about that. Cause like I said before, you can't please everybody. But I'm sure there will be people who could relate to you and relate to your energy and build off of that. Because the human mind is very creative. As long as you know how to tap into that and be comfortable with yourself. That's why I think it's important to, drop the distractions. Don't be on social media too much, and like, stay in the silence. Cause like where the silence is, that's when your thoughts really start to come out. See what you're really thinking. See how you really feel. See what you really want to do. You can't really tap into yourself if you're distracting yourself all the time. So, yeah, give that some thought, my boy. It's hot as shit. Enjoy the weather. Enjoy life. Ready? One thing that I'm grateful for is this AKUNI room because, I'm recording again and I'm trying to make this room into something that can encourage me to embrace myself and put myself out there again, because I feel like I'm doing myself a big favor and other people putting myself out there like this, because it's like you never know who you'll inspire. There's a lot of people who feel stuck, a lot of people who have questions, a lot of people who are just trying to figure shit out. Like I'm still trying to figure shit out too. That's why I'm making these videos. It's like I'm talking to myself in a way. You gotta talk to yourself. Don't be afraid of yourself. You gotta embrace yourself. Because you're the only one who's in control of you. You can't control other people, but you can control yourself. So, maybe understand yourself a little more. Embrace that silence. Maybe even press record to make a video. You know? Yeah. That's how it be.